Hi, I'm Pandamount, and today we're talking about the half anniversary event and some other updates in NieR Reincarnation. Above all else, get the wicked bottles and celebratory girl from the exchange shop. For many people, this may be the first 4-star character they get. More importantly, the structure of this event makes it so that you can max out her ascension with the text from the shop, which means that when level and skill levels are held equal, she'll likely be the most powerful character most people have, at least in early games. Even for whales, I'd assume that she'd still be among the top 3 characters, so she'll be in your party, just because NieR's gacha system kind of is very incredibly harsh. On that note, since Wicked Bottles and Celebratory Girl will likely be almost everyone's first Ascension Level 5 4-star weapon and costume, it makes sense to try and max out levels and skills, and also evolve it. Thus, after getting the costume, the 4 weapons for Ascension, and the character text, in that order, go for Tanzanite until you have 50. Although some people might already have that ready to use from previous events, while others may have already used them or not gotten there yet. So far though, across the 3 event exchange shops, we've been given about 110 Tanzanites, so I think most people should be able to get them. Next, focus on skills, maxing out the weapon first, then the character. It might be worth noting that this event is much more similar to the Sunset Port event than the crossover event, at least in respect to max difficulty levels and what's offered in the shop. Speaking of the shop, we've got a new list of upgrade materials, specifically generic bolt, young timber, common wax, white cloth, standard gear, used charcoal, rusty coil, and broken glass. Previously, we got the more rare versions of them added when moving from the Autonoma to the Sunset Port event, but not these, so it's nice to see them. With the exception of 10 premium summon tickets, the half anniversary event exchange shop has everything that the Sunset Port exchange shop had, with enhancement items being offered in even greater quantities. Mama medals are also offered in larger quantities, though it's important to note that one of the events has I think it was an event page or something that specified that the maximum amount of medals that we'll be able to obtain is 1,000. So be strategic about what you buy in the shop. Remember that the 4-star ticket doesn't necessarily guarantee a costume, just guarantees a weapon. The distribution that you choose really comes down to whether you'd rather have some extra tickets to go towards the pity exchange or higher probability tickets. Considering that the exchange shop inventory has pretty much only increased, it should come as no surprise that the total medal shop cost would be greater than the Sunset Port's medal cost of 61,370 at 74,170, about a 20% increase. Let's recall that the crossover event was also around 60,000 medals, so this could signify a possible upwards trend for the future. Of course, we can no longer consider the goal to be to clear out the shop, especially considering that in the future stamina costs will double. More specifically, there's a current half stamina cost event going on for the first 40 days. That's where prioritization comes in. It would probably be incorrect to prioritize the same items each time, as it really depends on what you have in your inventory in any events going on right now. For instance, there's the glorious raid-up event. From a collector standpoint, it's always good to get all the copies of the event character, weapon, and character text. Black Pearl will probably always be among the most, if not the most, valuable item in the event exchanges, while premium summon tickets and Mama's medals are fairly decent. XL character enhancements are pretty nice, but I'd say that they're really not much of a priority, since character experience and enhancements are just so easy to obtain. I'd probably make XL character enhancements on the bottom of my priority list. XL weapon enhancements, on the other hand, are at the top with the others I previously mentioned. They're not the easiest to come by, so by all means go for them. And also try to use many of them before the Glorious Raid Up event ends in about 20 or so days. After that, I'd prioritize getting the coins, so gold, silver, and bronze. Last time I mentioned that they were probably the limiting factors to anything you do in the game. With evolution materials, I'll try to evolve any 4-star weapons as soon as possible. And after that, it might be good to have a stash of 50 to 100 of each type on hand. But the priorities would shift towards the items used for leveling up the skills and other weapon enhancements. From there on, I'd exchange for the materials as I need them rather than having a stash for them, with the exception of evolution materials. I'd like to do a more in-depth video on the shop one day, or like on all items one day, but that's a lot of data collecting, so if I ever do it, you can expect it in 6 months. Where was I? So, to summarize, in light of the new event exchange, I'd drop everything to get the Celebratory Girl and all copies of the Wicked Bottle and the Celebratory Girl texts. I'd also exchange for coins as needed. Then, if I didn't already have 50 Tanzanite, I would get the 50 Tanzanite from the shop to evolve Wicked Bottle, which is the weapon. After that, I'd make sure I got the Black Pearl, Insignia of Skill, and Insignia of Quality. Basically, the items that only have one copy in each event exchange. Then I'd make sure I got all the premium summon tickets, Mama's Medals, and Explorer's ticket from all 3 exchanges. After that, I'd exchange for materials for leveling up the skills of any 4-star weapon or character I'm planning on using, and if there are none, I'd get a stash of 50 of each of the evolution materials, then focus on clearing out all the coins. If somehow I get past that, I'd go for weapon enhancements, and then maybe try to make an emergency stash of evolution materials up to 100 each. From the limited data I've collected, it's best to sweep on very hard quest 6 initially until you reach like 11 medals, which most people might not because we're only guaranteed 10 from the weapon, I think, maybe. And if one's not able to reach it, then hard quest 3, and if not that, then normal quest 3. The bonus column shows the amount of bonus needed for normal quest 3 to be more profitable than the quest in the given row. Pay attention because 2 weeks ago, I messed up on the math. Not that anyone corrected me, but you know. Here you can see that, at least according to my data and calculations, there's no amount of bonus where Normal Quest 6 and Normal Quest 9 are more profitable than Normal Quest 3. So if you can't do any of the hard quests, just sweep Normal Quest 3 from the beginning. Some other updates came up recently, most notably being the addition of some evolution materials to Sunset Port, which we've already gone over, and Flying Mama and Exploration, which, not gonna lie, seems pretty much just like a reskinned version of Flappy Bird. Personally, I prefer the shooting challenge, but I could just be biased because of my lower performance. Also, subjugation has been added in the quest section, not that it matters because we can't access that nor the arena. And then there's this tiny difference in the list cell section for enhancement, where the hexagons you got from completing chapters in the main story are now filed under a new category called important rather than other. Not sure if that's supposed to mean anything special, but it happened to catch my eye, so I'm pointing it out. Anyways, this video's kinda late, not too polished, but the other videos haven't been either, so small improvements, I guess. I'll say that I was almost going to not make this video because I've been getting pretty busy and some other stuff, but then I had part of the script written and the comments from the last video gave me a lot of dopamine. I'd be more appreciative but I'm also just really tired right now. So from now on, be prepared for even longer delays between the release of an event and a video from me, if any. Yeah. Have a nice day. Hope you have fun playing games. Yay.